All right, what's going on, everybody? It is Primitive here. We are live in Arlington Regionals, and here we have Dashel, who just won first place with a deck that I'm sure not a lot of people are expecting, Beelstar. So we're kind of fresh off the win, so what are you thinking?
I'm thinking I did not expect to win this event. I felt pretty good about this deck going in, but I honestly have been testing Blackboard Greymon for weeks, and I got sick of it, and I said, I want to play a deck I know and that I have fun with, and I brought this instead.
There you go. Awesome. Do you have any shout-outs or anything you want to give?
Yeah, so honestly I have a lot, but I would have to say number one would be my friend Sean, who's like my testing partner.
I'm actually his manager.
No, he's not. I drove him here. He's my testing partner. We play a lot. We practice like so many matchups. It's crazy. And then some of my friends, Nick, who really brought me into Beelstar and like BT10. He had some really cool lists then that I honestly like better than this one in some regards, but this one's probably better for this format. And then my friends Michael and Kyle, who are always encouraging me to try new things and experiment in events. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get onto the list. You can go ahead and just explain it as you wish. There is a little bit of glare.
That's okay. I'll pull the cards up if I can.
Yeah, it's the Digimon, but you can kind of see it.
Yeah, so this is a pretty unique Beelstar list, I think. It's not like what we used to see in past formats. However, this is sort of a net deck that I adapted from another player. The idea is basically that adding blue to the whole Beelstar package makes your matchups in this metagame much more favorable. Blue is really good against OTK for Kakaitis Breath and this funny card that no one knows, Plasma Deck.
I had to read it before we started recording.
Yeah, this is a very unique card. It has the same effect as Kakaitis Breath from Security. When hard played, it returns a level 6 or higher to its owner's hand, costs 2 less if they have 2 things. It's a blue flare card. So this is sort of our suite of bombs for the format. Fly Bullet is still fantastic. You hard play these a lot for 7 from hand. Nailbone, your late game card that lets you really crunch out an insane amounts of value. Javel Schwarmer, very, very good card. Do not cut this. A lot of people cut this from their Beelstar list, but it's useful in so many matchups. Jesmon, what's it called? Nostamon. If they set up Cyclones against you, I even use it against Melga X tonight to great effect. Yeah, I killed some Gabumons with it. It's very good. And then we have sort of the core of the deck, which is Gabumon, Eismon Scatter Mode, and the new, very exciting addition, Sistermon Blanc. So the biggest weakness this deck has is that it is really dependent on seeing these cards early, or at least in some reasonable amount of time. If you don't see them by like turn 3, you usually will have to like have an opponent who's also doing poorly on their draws, right? Sistermon Blanc really helps with this problem. She's basically scatter modes 5 through 7. This card's fantastic. In some regards, it's better than developing a Tamer or a Missed Memory Boost because it turns sideways, it hits your opponent. And this is a Rookie Rush deck, ultimately. That's its win condition, is to smack them 6 times. So she's been performed phenomenally. I would even consider going up to 4. If you play Beelstar, you should definitely test this card. It's really good. Psychmon, huge meta concession. It's really good right now against a lot. It's the only way you can beat D-Reaper. It's the only way you can beat Crossheart. You really want to see these in a lot of matchups. The original list ran 2. I went up to 3 because I felt it was very important, and that was definitely correct, ultimately. I saw the one I needed to. 2 Gazimon. These are still a great little Floodgate rookie. Great against OTK. It makes it much harder for them to develop memory boosts, which are usually their best development play against me, because if they play Tamers, we can do Death Exmon later. So Gazimon discourages them from playing memory boosts. Sukaimon, this is a card I might consider cutting. It's cute. The reason I played it was because you can Evo it into Devimon and then have sort of like a little turn-stealing blocker in play. I would probably play a 4th Gabumon or another Sistermon or something like that. So then let's talk about the 7-cost options. So I mentioned the blue ones already, the Fly Bullets, Nailbone's Critical. Happy, I would consider cutting. But the key thing here is that there's 15. That's a lot. I think most Beelstar decks run like 12 to 14. We really want to see these bombs. And in my finals, my finals match against the Metal Garurumon player, he hit bombs on his first swing almost every time. I would not want to cut any of the lethal bombs particularly. So these are your lethal bombs. There's a total of 10 in this deck, and then sort of like 4 more, 5. Oh no, there's 11, and then we have 4 more non-lethal bombs.
Crush Metal Grip.
Javel Schwarmer coming to hand is not usually a problem. You want it in hand. And let's talk a little bit about some of the weird tech choices. So Ogremon's a meta call. This gives you really good pressure against Crossheart. If you see it in your opener, it does not die to their security very often because they have so many Tamers, 4Ks, rookies. This is a really high chance of surviving against them, especially turn 2. Devimon, really powerful utility card. A lot of times, if I don't have an Eismon scatter mode, I'll just sit a Devimon out there and not attack with him, and he'll very contentedly wait for the opponent to remove him or block things. It's very good at stemming opponent aggression, too. One of the #1 ways to lose with this deck is for your opponent to just sit there, play Rookie, Evo, and Raising, play Rookie, Evo, and Raising. You will lose to that if you have no good answers, and this card really helps with that. Ginkakumon Promote gives you a little bit of reach at the end of the game. Being able to Evo over a 4 for 1 is nice too, because you can put it over Devimon to then attack with him and not lose memory. Here's our blue Tamers to be able to play our blue options from hand. The original list played 3 Kyoshiro. I went to 2 because I didn't feel 3 memory setters was necessary. I added this. It lets me play Happy, which Happy is okay, and it lets you have an extra development play if you want to play for a super late game, you know, go to 5. You usually have 8 in your hand in the late game with the help of Gabumon and Scatter Mode. Finally, we have Beelstarmon. I don't think I need to talk about her. Star of the deck. Super strong, play things for free. Playing free things is very good. Usually when you play a Nailbone late game, your choices are going to be Devimon plus Psychmon or Gazimon in this deck. This is sort of a Rookie Rush style deck. You go wide, you make it difficult to remove. Going wide is perfectly okay against FXmon as long as you have Psychmon in play, so that's critical. Missed Memory Boost, another little development play. If we don't want to develop Tamers for whatever reason, this is nice. Replacing itself and giving us power turns later is great. Calling from the Darkness is one of the best cards in the deck. It's critical. It lets you recycle things. Because nothing really compares to these guys, this kind of acts as like copies, you know, whatever for all of these, because you really want to see them again. It also recycles Death Exmon, which is huge, because against Crossheart, sometimes you will recycle Death Exmon and simply play him for 0. And Beelstarmon, obviously, very, very good. So, yeah, that's the deck.
All right, well, thank you so much for your list. Congrats for winning, and I really appreciate you coming on the channel. Do you have any last things to say?
I really enjoy Digimon games. Some of the designers of the game were actually out here at this tournament. Talking to them was really cool. Please ban Death Exmon. This card is not balanced. I don't care what anybody tells me. I'm so sick of them telling me this card's reasonable. It's the best card in the game by far. It goes in every deck.
You heard it here. Ban Death Exmon.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.